Shalom. I'm going to start by giving all praises, honors, and glory to Yahweh, Yahawashi. Double honors to our elders, the apostles of Great Millstone, those of the men that taught us the truth of the Bible and are still teaching us the truth of the Bible. And Yahweh Yahawashi Brakatham to the elect of Israel that's scattered across the four corners of the globe. The Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh, that's who people ignorantly call God. And his son's name is Yahawashi, that's who people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. We call upon those names in the ancient Hebrew and the Lashawan Kodash as you should be calling upon them. Alright, now this lesson is going to be entitled, portions and lots. Yeah, lots, or portions and lots. And basically me and the brother, we discovered a few scriptures together that we want to go into, by way of the spirit of Yahweh and Lord willing, it's edifying. But basically the premise of this lesson is just, again, we're gonna talk about different lots, lots on the right hand side of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and lots on the left hand side, because you have the righteous side and you have the wicked side, and everyone has basically a role to play. Okay, so Lord willing, this is edifying, this lesson, and let's just get into it. We go first.
Should I do 1 Corinthians 12 or 1 Corinthians 14?
You know what? Let's go to Isaiah 34 first. Yeah, we'll start in Isaiah 34, verse 16. It says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord Yahweh Yahawashi," and that's the message to you Israelites that's out there, right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Us, the Hebrew Israelites, we're supposed to be seeking out the book of Yahweh Yahawashi, which is this holy Bible that we hold in our hand. Okay, and the reason why I'm supposed to be seeking out the book is because it's this book that's going to help us in these very last days. So that's why we're supposed to be seeking in the book of Yahweh Yahawashi. It says, "And read, and no one of these shall fail." What it means by "no one of these shall fail, that's going into the prophecies that's mentioned in the Bible. Okay, all of the prophecies that were spoken of aforetime in the ancient days, they're going to come to pass. Okay, pursuant to, let's get that in Isaiah 55 and 11. So I'm going to read this again, and then we're going to get Isaiah 55 and 11. It says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord Yahweh Yahawashi, and read, no one of these shall fail." Yeah, again, no one of the prophecies that's mentioned in the Bible are going to fail. Okay, they're all going to come to pass. Right? All the prophecies that were mentioned in the Bible, even us being here in the land of our captivity, I'm talking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The prophecy of us being enslaved in cargo slave ships, you can find that in the Bible. That prophecy didn't fail. Okay, the prophecy of the mark of the beast, which is this implantable RFID microchip, or if you're in Europe, it's known as the NFC microchip. Okay, which is going to be made mandatory by Esau being the so-called white man. Okay, that chip is going to be made mandatory by the elite of Esau, right? These Rockefellers, these Rothschilds, these central bankers, they're going to make this implantable RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, mandatory. And that's actually prophecy. Okay, it's prophecy which was written about 2,000 years ago. Okay, the Apostle John saw the vision of that. Okay, and he wrote it down, which is prophecy, and that prophecy is not going to fail. Okay, he also saw the prophecy of World War III. Okay, various different prophets in the Bible saw the vision of World War III, which is the time that we're living in right now. Okay, America's downfall, America's destruction, which is going to come in form of these ICBMs. All right, and when Yahawashi returns with the holy angels and chariots, you're going to have concentrated fire coming out of these chariots, which are also going to destroy America. But my point is that none of these prophecies that we bring out week in, week out, or on a daily basis, us here at Great Millstone, beginning with the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, they're not gonna. These prophecies that we bring out, they're not gonna fail. Okay, they're gonna come to pass. So, Isaiah.
All right, this is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it."
Yep, and that's the Heavenly Father Yahweh speaking through the prophet Isaiah. Okay, You see, that's how the Yahawashi speaks. He speaks by way of his prophets. okay, which, you know, we believe we are those men, beginning with our elders and the apostles, and the apostles of Great Millstone. Right? We believe that we're those ancient men back here in our lot, you know, in our serving, you know, doing the work of the Lord, doing the work of Yahawashi, you know, which, you know, each individual brother in this truth of ours has been given a certain portion of the Spirit to bring out the word of the Lord. All right, so going back to Isaiah 34 and 16, it says, "No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate." The reason why it says none shall want her mate is because you can't put you can't join the Holy Bible with any book out there. Okay, you can't join the Holy Bible with the Talmud. You can't join the Holy Bible with the Quran. The what's that? The Metanetta, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, like the brother said. Okay, the Holy Bible, which is our book. Okay, the book of the Hebrew Israelites, right? The book of these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This book that we're holding in our hand, it stands alone. Okay, and what separates this book is basically truth. Okay, and prophecy. Right, things that were said before. That's what the word prophecy means. Right, so that's why it says, "None shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them." And what it means by the Spirit has gathered them is meaning, you know, pursuant to John chapter 6 and 63, our Lord Yahawashi said that, you know, the Spirit. Well, let's get that. You know, since I'm bringing out the Spirit, I read it again. It says, "For my mouth it have commanded, and his Spirit it have gathered them." Now, pursuant to John chapter 6 verse 63, which the brother's going to get, the Spirit is talking about the words that's mentioned in this Bible. Okay, you see this book that we're holding in our hand. It's a spiritual book. Okay, and it's a spirit within itself. Okay, and this Spirit has gathered the hopeful elect in these very last days. You got it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is John 6 and 63. "It is the Spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life."
Yeah, the reason why the Lord said that you know, the flesh profiteth nothing is because, you know, you got people that are living, but they're not really living per se. You know, you got our people, you know, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. A lot of our people, 2/3 of you to be exact, you're in a dead state of mind. Okay, but these words, when you get into the word of Yahawashi, it quickens you, meaning it makes you alive. Okay, and the Lord said that. Well, read that again.
It says, "It is the Spirit that quickeneth."
Yep, the Spirit is referring to the words that's in this book. It says it is the Spirit that quickeneth, meaning it brings you to life. Read on.
It says, "The flesh profiteth nothing.
Yep.
The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life."
Yeah, and where can we find the words of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His Son, Yahawashi? In this book. Okay, so it's His Spirit within itself. So when we go back to Isaiah 34 and 16, it says, "For my mouth it have commanded," the mouth of Yahawashi, "and His Spirit it have gathered them." So this book that we're holding in our hand, this is the book that's gathering the 144,000, okay, and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, okay, in these very last days. That's why you've got brothers out there, whether it be here in America, okay, whether it be out there in London, whether it be out there in Holland, even in Africa right now. You got brothers that's waking up to this truth out there in Kenya. You got brothers out there in Dominican Republic, out there in Puerto Rico, Mexico, right, Alaska. You see, this isn't by coincidence that you're seeing brothers out there on the highways and byways bringing out the word of Yahawashi. Okay, it's all spiritual, and that's why it says, I read it again, "His Spirit have gathered them." Okay, this Holy Bible has gathered us. Lord, will we be those men? This Bible that we're holding in our hands has gathered us in these last days to bring out the word. And then once the word has been brought out, then Yahawashi is going to bring action. Okay? Reading on it, in verse 17 it says, "And he have cast the lot for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by line." Yeah. So that's, you know, that's going to be the meat of this lesson here. Alright? Because again, you got, well, us brothers, you know, every brother's got a different lot. Every brother's been given a different portion of the Spirit of Yahawashi. Okay? And that portion is both on the right hand side, okay, and on the left hand side. Meaning you got certain brothers out there that, you know, take for instance the apostles of Great Millstone. Okay, those are the righteous men of Yahawashi, and the men are underneath them, right? The men of Great Millstone. We're on the right hand side of Yahawashi to bring out the word. That's our lot. And then you have the left hand side, which would be referring to who? 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that buck up against this truth. Okay, you scoffers out there, scoffers such as what G-Man, Avengers for Yahawashi, Baloo. Okay, 14th Street Israelites, these guys buck up against the word of Yahawashi on the left-hand side. But that's cool, that's their lot, you know? That's their role that they have to play. Because the Lord is a balanced power. It says, and he hath cast the lot for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever. From generation to generation shall they dwell therein. Yeah, so the elect, the hopeful elect of Israel, right, beginning with the 144,000, they're always going to possess the knowledge of Yahawashi. They're always going to possess the secrets of the Lord, okay? Always, forever and ever, because what you might not know is that there's reincarnation in the scriptures, and that's what the brother's holding, right? So if you want to bring that out.
Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 32.
Yep.
And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
You can go there. You can speak on it, bro.
Yeah, so, you know, the spirit of the prophet are subject to the prophets. You know, and that's going to reincarnation, you know, because, you know, the prophets that we hear about in the scriptures and the prophets that we don't hear about, you know, they're back here today, man. Because, why? Because there's something called reincarnation, all right? And could you hold Daniel the 12th chapter,
the
last verse? Because, you know, we in the last days, and these prophets are coming back to stand in their lot, you know, because like it says in Ezra's, man, the souls of the righteous is going to be made manifest in this time, man. Okay, the ones that's predestined to be delivered, the 144,000, the 1/3, you know, that's going to the kingdom of heaven and receive, you know, the kingdom of heaven, the new covenant, the spiritual power, all the blessings of Yahawashi, right? And also, you know, this applies to not just to prophets, you know, because, you know, reincarnation is real, man. You know, everything is in its lot, man. You got the scoffers, they coming back in their lots.
Yeah.
You know, that was talking shit about the ancient prophets in the past.
You bring a confusion, knucklehead. You bring a confusion.
Dude, you're the knucklehead. You're the one on your false teaching.
Man.
You're the one on your false teaching.
I'm not false teaching.
Yes, you are.
Okay, they're back. You know, the ones that wanted to kill the prophets, they're back.
Y'all shouldn't even be shot. We should tie you niggas up and throw rocks at you, faggot ass niggas.
Nah, we gotta burn these niggas. Yeah, we gonna burn
Nah, they die too fast when you burn them.
Nah.
We stone these faggot ass. Easy right now.
Y'all better hope the Lord put a spirit on y'all niggas, man.
Yeah, like the Noah Ark shit.
Yeah, put a spirit on you niggas or something. Perfect circles and all that shit.
Okay, you got these rappers and actors and
Athletes.
yeah, musicians and athletes, like the brother said. You know, they're back in their lot. So everything is reincarnated. That's why the scriptures say there is nothing new under the sun.
That's right.
You know, there's lots.
Yep.
The Most High is the one that created you to do that you was ordained to do.
Okay. So you want what? Daniel 12, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, this is Daniel chapter 12, verse 13. It says, but go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days.
Yeah, this is the Most High, you know, talking to Daniel, you know, which he lived on the time of the Babylonian captivity transitioning into the Medo-Persian Empire.
Yep.
All right? And the Most High told him to go thy way until the end be. Read it again.
Okay. Daniel 12, verse 13. But go thou thy way till the end be.
Yeah, because, you know, Daniel, you know, he wasn't at the time of the end, man. You know, prophecies still had to come to pass. Okay? So the Most High basically was telling, it's going to tell him.
Yep. It says, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days.
Yeah, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of days. Okay? And that right there is talking about reincarnation. Okay? Because Daniel's not, we don't got no man that's what? 3,000 years old, man.
Yeah, yeah.
you know, Daniel had to come back through reincarnation, man. And it said, "For thou shalt rest," meaning that what? He was going to die. Okay, he was going to go back to the spirit world. Okay, and then at the end of in the last days, which we the times we're in now, Daniel is going to come back. Okay, and he's going to stand in his lot, meaning that the order that he's supposed to be, man. And you know, Daniel's back here today, and most likely he's in GMS because these other camps is not the men of the Lord. Okay, you got some brothers out there that's not how you say down with GMS, but you know they reverence the apostles, and you know they come in the spirit, the doctrine of Yahawashi. So you know they're men of the Lord too. But you know the point is that you know Daniel is back on the scene, and he's most likely the head of one of these camps if he's not in the main camp and here in New York, and he's doing the work. He's in his lot. All right.
Yep.
Is more on that?
No, but since you said that, it made me think of this here in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 20. It says, "Let every man abide in the same calling wherein he was called." Okay, and that's what's happening right now, man. Every man that comes into this truth, they're coming in at a specific time. You know, I'll read it again. It says, "Let every man abide in the same calling." Like, you know, us brothers here, we were called. Okay, we were called by the spirit of Yahawashi. You know, when you first come across the truth, and then you're compelled to go out there, stand out there, you know, in the audience, learn, take notes, and then, you know, the spirit draws you into this truth. You know, you start doing the work of Yahawashi. You know, it says, "Let every man abide in the same calling wherein he was called." So like what the brother was going into, you know, with the prophet Daniel, and it's not just, you know, Daniel. You got Obadiah back. You know, you got Habakkuk. He's probably back.
Ezra's
is back. You know what? Get that. There's no apocrypha in that. Yeah.
No, it's not right.
Yeah. 16th chapter. Because the brother said Ezra's is back. So we're gonna prove that the prophet Ezra is back standing in his lot. You know, get 1 Corinthians 7 and 20, and then, you know, I want you to read that again, and we'll get Ezra. That's a good point, man. You know, various prophets in the Bible. I think Job mentioned coming back in, you know, seeing Yahawashi, you know, in his flesh. You know, there's various different prophets that are mentioned in the Bible that, you know, spoke about reincarnation. So you got 1 Corinthians, right?
7 and 20.
Yeah, read that again.
It says, "Let every man abide in the same calling wherein he was called." Get it?
Yeah, that's it. So this is a 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and 17. It says, woe is me," and the reason why the prophet Ezra was saying woe is me," is because the Heavenly Father Yahweh, through the angel Uriel, was showing him visions of the last days. Okay, and Ezra was extremely scared, you know, as any man would be, you know, of the visions of the last days, especially in them times, you know. So Ezra was saying, you know, woe is me," which the word woe represents destruction. It says, woe is me," who will deliver me in those days? You know, let me read it right. It says, who will deliver me in those days? Okay, and the days that he was referring to is these last days that we're in right now. Okay, the end of days, the end of the world, if you will. Okay, which, you know, when we say the end of the world, we're not referring to, you know, the world blowing up or nothing like that. We're referring to the end of an age. Okay, and we're living at the end of an age. We're living at the end of the world, the end of days, right? You know, pursuant to 2 Ezra 6 and 7, you know, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning that followeth, right? Jacob being you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Esau being, you know, you so-called white people. We're the end of your world, man. We're the end of your age. So Ezra was saying, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Proving what? Ezra is back here with us today, okay? In his rightful lot, you know, with his portion, with the portion that was, you know, bestowed upon him through the spirit of Yahawashi. You hold him? All right, bring it out.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 14, verse 35.
Okay.
"For after death shall the judgment come."
After death shall the judgment come. That reminds me of what was spoken about by Paul to the Israelites living in Italy in the book of Hebrews. Read that again.
It says, "For after death shall the judgment come." And like we were just reading about Daniel's, in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter, the Most High told him he shall rest and stand in his lot at the end of days, because right now we're in a time of judgment, man. Okay, because like the brother said, this is the end of the era of wickedness, man. So the final judgment is coming, man.
That's right.
All right. So it says, "Shall the judgment come when we shall live again?" Okay. It says, "When we shall live again."
Come.
All right. What's that talking about? That's talking about reincarnation. You coming back in the flesh, man. Because that's what the word reincarnation means. Okay. And it says, "And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest." All right, and the names of the righteous being manifest is also pursuant to, the brothers the brothers' names that's written in the what they call it,
The book of life.
the book of life, the water, brother.
Come.
And it says, "And the works of the ungodly shall be declared." Yeah, because everything is coming back in its lot, man. 2/3, the ones that was born in vain,
Yeah.
they're going to receive their judgment in this time, okay? Their final judgment before they go into the kingdom of heaven, okay? Because all of Israel is going to be in the kingdom of heaven, but 2/3, they're going to come back in the reincarnation in the kingdom of heaven. The elect, they're going to come back and they're going to make it into the kingdom of heaven in this lifetime, okay? The ones that's predestined to make it, all right? But the point is that everything is coming back in this lot. You have the names of the righteous, the men that was back during the times of Ezra's, Daniel, King David.
Even in the days of Yahawashi.
Even in the days of Yahawashi, like the brother said. All these men, they're coming back, and they're the names of the righteous, okay? And it says, yeah, that was it.
That was it? All right, so let's get 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter. And, we're going to go into, the different portions now. Okay, because every brother within this truth, every brother has been given a different portion of the spirit of Yahawashi, because we're basically the body of the Lord, okay? And you have the head, you have the arms, you have the legs, the feet, the toes, the eyes, the lips, the mouth, so on and so forth. So, we're going to get some more edification regarding that in the book of 1 Corinthians.
Right, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Verse 1.
Yeah, the book of Corinthians, this was a letter, actually, an epistle that was written by the Apostle Paul, all right, by the Apostle Paul to the Israelites that were living in Corinth, Greece at the time, okay, and that's why this book is known as the book of Corinthians, because you had our people that were living in Corinth, Greece around that time, okay, so, go ahead.
All right, it says, 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1. "Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant."
Yeah, now some of these spiritual gifts that the Apostle Paul was talking about back then, and that still applies today, is gifts such as bringing out this word, prophesying, okay, teaching. You got certain brothers that are blessed or gifted with the herbs, healing, all right? So these are the spiritual gifts that the Apostle Paul was talking about. Go ahead.
It says, "Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away." Excuse me.
And lift up your voice a little bit, bro.
"Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols."
Yeah, and what the Apostle Paul meant by that, these were Gentiles carried away. The word Gentile means, or simply means to be a stranger. Right? Now, us as a people, us being the Hebrew Israelites, what made us strangers is that we fell away from the way of Yahawashi, pardon me. Okay, we fell away from our nationality, from our heritage, okay, from our law, statutes, and commandments. Right? So we were made Gentiles, the same way we were Gentiles in this day and age, okay? A lot of us, predominantly, the majority of us, we didn't know that we were Hebrew Israelites, okay? We didn't know from the time we was born that we were Hebrew Israelites. We were calling ourselves Americans, African Americans, Latinos, Hispanics, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans,
all right, Native Americans, all right. I'm from the tribe of Apache, or I'm from the Cherokee tribe. That's what we were saying to. That's what we were calling ourselves. So we were Gentiles in the sight of Yahawashi. Okay, but when we come back to our nationality, we're no longer Gentiles. Okay, because here's the thing: you have natural Gentiles and you have unnatural Gentiles. Now, the unnatural Gentiles will be again us so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're not naturally Gentiles, right? The reason why we're not naturally Gentiles or we're not naturally strange is because Yahawashi chose us to be His people. Okay, so that's a little bit of edification on the Gentiles. But read that verse again.
It says, "You know that you were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols."
Yeah, just like how it is today, right? A lot of our people are carried away onto dumb idols, right? A lot of our people are in vain and false religions, even Christianity being one of them. A lot of our people worship, this so-called white Jesus, which is nothing but Caesar Borgia, a dumb idol. A lot of our people are into Islam. They're worshiping the moon god, all right? Ishtar. A lot of our people are into Buddhism, worshiping
Satanism.
Yeah, Satanism, like the brother said, all right? These are all dumb idols that, a lot of our people are into, man. So, continue on.
It says, "Wherefore I give you to understand that no man speaking by the Spirit of the Most High calleth Yahawashi accursed, and that no man can say that Yahawashi is the Lord, but by the Holy Spirit."
Yeah, and that's pursuant to the elect of Israel, right? Beginning with the 144,000, right? That name, or the names, Yahweh, which is who the world ignorantly call God, and His Son, Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Those names were given to the elect of Israel to call upon in these very last days, man, in righteousness. All right, go ahead.
Okay, it says, verse 4, "Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit."
Yeah, now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. And that kind of reminds me of that cartoon back in the day, man. Transformers, when the Voltron, if you will. I'll use that as an analogy here, because it's like you gotta understand, we're all forming together as one body. Being the body of Yahawashi here on earth. The elect. We're the body of Yahawashi, man. Right, so read that one more time.
It says, "Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit."
Yeah, but the same Spirit. Now the Spirit is Yahawashi, okay? That's the one Spirit, okay? That, all brothers are on the same, or should be on the same accord, okay? On the same wavelength, if you will, when it comes to, Yahawashi. And Paul is saying there are diversities of gifts. Yeah, the diversities of gifts is that, certain brothers are knowledgeable in the history of the scriptures. Certain brothers are knowledgeable in modern day history. Certain brothers are knowledgeable in economics. Okay, certain brothers are good at prophesying.
Animals.
Go ahead.
Yeah, some brothers, they're good at basically talking about animals,
Yep.
describing animals, the characteristics of animals, and
Yep.
nature of wild beasts.
Con.
Some brothers know about the elements.
Yep.
You got brothers that know how to make garments.
Con.
Because I give you an example, like somewhere in like one of the first 5 books I was reading, it said like basically that the Most High gave certain men knowledge to know how to
Yep.
build certain things.
Yeah.
The Most High is the one that gave men these different knowledges, man. All right, because not every man is gonna have the same
Portion.
Yeah,
Portion. And the brothers referring, I know what you're talking about. You're referring to, I think it might be Exodus, man. I think it might be Exodus when the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, put His Spirit on, I think it was the Levites, to put together, to dress Aaron, to make his garment,
Yeah,
and to put the ephod.
Yeah. Another one where he gave them like knowledges to like build certain things.
Okay.
I forgot what scriptures there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, like we're saying, that was their portion. So, you know, today's no different. Read on. Verse 5.
It says, "And our differences of administrations, but the same Lord."
Yeah, differences of administrations, but the same Lord. You know, and that's why there's camps out there, right? Because, hey, let's start with, you know, Great Millstone. You see, within our camp, there's different administrations. We have the elders, the apostles. Those are the heads of the camps. And then after them, you know, after the apostles, you have the elders. After the elders, you have, you know, the captains.
Yeah, we got a general.
Yep, you even got a general, you know. So there's different administrations within the body. And that's what you call order. Because there's a thing called order when it comes to this knowledge, man. You know, and you have to have order. Because without order, what do you have? You have disorder, man. So Yahawashi set out through the spirit administrations, man. But all what it says, and there are differences of administrations, meaning different brothers have different things to do, you know, when it comes to you know, the camp and whatnot. But it says, but the same Lord. And who's our Lord? Yahawashi. Okay? So reading on, it says, and there are diversities of operations. You got something?
Yeah,
okay.
appreciate it. Since you used to go into order.
Yeah.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 12. "And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you and are over you in the Lord and admonish you."
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it says to know them which labor among you, and what is the labor? It's talking about doing the work, all right?
Come.
Which is prophesying the downfall of America, which is feeding Yahawashi sheep, all right? And bidding the elect into the marriage, man.
That's
okay,
right.
and also, reading on, it says, "And are over you in the Lord," all right? So we got to know them which, you know, that do the work, and that's over us in Yahawashi. Meaning what? That there's going to be men that's over you in this thing, which means that there is an order in this thing, man, because, you know, this is a spiritual army, man. We're not a physical army yet, because, you know, in the ancient world, you know, like during the time of, I'm just giving an example, during the time period of King David, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had the captains of the host, man, which was Joab,
Yeah.
all right? There's an order, man. You have captains over thousands, captains over hundreds, captains over tens, and, you know, so forth, so on. So, you know, that same order is coming back now, man. The house of David is being rebuilt, okay? And right now, the captains of the host is who? The apostles of Great Millstone, okay? Because how do we know that? Because the works that they do, man, all right? And, you know, anybody with eyes can see that, you know, they're the men of the Lord. But,
Not anybody with eyes. Not anybody.
Spiritual eyes,
you
you
know
know what I mean?
I know, bro, you made a great point. But, you know, 2/3 of our people can't see. They can't see it, man. You know, 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you can't see who the true men of the Lord are, man. Even within this, you know, Israel thing, I don't want to say Israel thing, you know, that's like, that don't sound right, but even within this truth, there's, you know, those of you that's out there that can't see who the true men of the Lord are, man, and that's to your destruction, you know. But hey, that's their lot, that's their portion. Right. Is anyone that?
It says, "And are over you in the Lord and admonish you." Yeah, so the word admonish means to warn. All right, so right there, the scriptures is telling you that the men of the Lord, the real men of the Lord, will be warning the people. All right, warning the people about what? About the prophecies, the things to come, man. The wrath of the Most High, which is you know, his sword, which is the so-called white man, implementing martial law, you know, a famine, the Most High bringing plagues such as famine.
Yep.
All right, the Most High killing off not just our people, all these nations, man. All right, by the way of famines, concentration camps, you know, the sword, race riots, the nuclear missiles, the chariots, you know. So we're warning you of those things that's gonna come, man. Okay, and the men that's doing that is beginning with the apostles of Great Millstone. That's how we know that they are the men of the Lord, because we look at these other camps, they're not warning you, man. They're telling you that, you know, they're thinking about, you know, establishing their kingdom in America and wherever they're at, man.
Yeah. You know, and since you mentioned, you know, the apostle and the elders, you know, what did Yahawashi say? You should know them by their fruit. In other words, you should know them by their portion, by their lot. You know, now, again, you look at the portion or the fruit of IUIC, let's say, you know, their lot. Their lot is that their head, Nathaniel of the IUIC, he denounces the name Yahawashi, okay? He denounces that name. He doesn't go into prophecies, okay? He doesn't go into the prophecy of the mark of the beast, all right? That's his portion. That's his lot, you know, to deceive 2/3 of our people, man. You know, that's that balance right there. Anyone that?
Nah.
Okay, so let's go back to 1 Corinthians 12 and 7.
All right. And it says, I think we said 6.
Okay, go back to 6.
And there are diversities of operations,
Yep.
but it is the same power which worketh all in all.
Yeah, and that power is Yahawashi, okay? That's, you know, bringing all the brothers together, the different camps together, okay, and bringing out the true word, you know, his true word, man, the prophecies, okay? That's that power, Yahawashi. Go ahead.
It says, but the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal.
Yeah, the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. Okay, so Yahawashi again has allotted, you know, different brothers with different gifts, man, with different portions of his Spirit to bring out the word. All right, you know, you got certain brothers that might be talented with the art. That's their portion, or you know, certain brothers might be good with the signs. You know, that's all part of the edification, man. That's all part of the body. And you know, certain brothers might be wondering what's their portion, what's their lot. Well, you're supposed to pray unto Yahawashi to, you know, to kind of find out, you know, what your lot is, man. You know, and once you find out what your lot is, then you know you work on it, you perfect your lot. You know, you perfect the portion that's been bestowed upon you. You know, and you know, even if you have weaknesses, then you know you also ask or you pray, you beg the Lord to help you out in your weak areas, man. You know, so read on.
It says, for to one is given by the Spirit of the Most High. Excuse me. It says, for to one is given by the Spirit of the word of wisdom.
Yep.
To another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit.
Yeah. So you know, one brother's got might have more knowledge or more wisdom than another brother, man. But it's all the same Spirit. Okay. Voltron. Go ahead.
And it says,
Verse 9.
to another faith by the same Spirit.
Yep. Yeah. You know, certain brothers might have, you know, different levels of faith. You know.
Says that too.
Yeah. Certain, you know, like for instance, the camps. Okay. You got certain brothers that are in the camps. Certain righteous. You have righteous brothers that are inside the camps, and you have righteous brothers that, you know, they don't have that faith to go out there and, you know, be a minister or be a prophet. You want to say something, right?
No.
You know, so there's different levels of faith in this thing, man. Hey, read that again.
It says, to another faith by the same Spirit.
Yep.
To another the gifts of healing by the same Spirit.
Yeah, to another the gifts of healing by the same Spirit, man. So again, you know, you got certain brothers out there that are talented and gifted in the herbs, okay, and that's actually going to manifest also on a miracle level, man, right? Because we're coming to them times where Yahawashi is going to start showing, you know, serious, you know, great miracles out here, man, where, you know, certain brothers are going to be able to touch another brother and heal them, man.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That's going to be amazing, man, because that's what happened. I think it's in the book of Acts chapter 5, I want to say the 15th verse, all right? Yahawashi put the Spirit on, you know, the apostles, in particular the apostle Peter, you know, to heal certain people, man. Okay, he was walking by certain brothers, and his own shadow was healing them, man. So that's what's gonna happen all over again, you know. You know, Lord willing, we see those things. Go ahead.
It says, to another the working of miracles.
That's it.
To another prophecy. To another discerning of spirits. to another diverse kinds of tongues.
Yeah, to another diverse kinds of tongues. Now in this thing of ours, you got certain brothers that know how to speak, different.
But without further ado, I'm going to go into the Polish tongue. Alright? Cześć, jak się masz? Mam na imię Shimon Amat. Jestem Izraelita hebrajski. Jestem prorokiem Boga, prawdziwego Boga. Pod na imię Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi.
Привет, меня зовут Шамана. Я еврейский израильтянин, пророк истинного Бога.
Which would be cool, what, bilingual?
Bilingual.
Yeah, trilingual.
Nah, most likely they're bilingual.
Yeah.
Because, you got brothers that's Hispanic. You got other brothers. They might be from how you say, what's the country? Let me see. Might be from Africa. You know how to speak that African language.
Yeah. Since you said that, you got a brother out there in Washington D.C. We come from the same type of background. I'm from Nigeria. There's a brother out there in the D.C. camp, right? GMS DC. I forgot the brother's name. I think it might be Menasha. Pardon me if I got your name wrong, but he speaks Yoruba, okay, which is a language out there in Nigeria, okay, and he's edifying, the whole 4 elect around the world in that language, all right. So there's different, different brothers have different tongues, which the word tongue simply means languages, okay. Which a lot of these guys in the Christian churches, they think when they hear tongues in the Bible, they think it's all that gibberish. No, this simply means languages. So like the brother was saying, you got certain brothers that know how to speak. Or for instance, our elder, the apostle Arimblob, he can speak Spanish.
As a matter of fact, my man.
¿En español?
Español, sí, en español. ¿Qué es lo que dice? ¿En dónde?
No, ¿qué está buscando?
Eso.
Esto aquí.
No, lo que acaba de leer.
Lo que está, what did you read?
Jeremiah 14:2.
Jeremías 14:2. Porque los judíos son negros. So, let me get the picture of Yahawashi.
Picture of Yahawashi.
You get that? Cuando usted lee la Biblia, hey brother,
Sí,
I can read that brother. You read Spanish, right?
sí.
All right.
Jeremías.
Okay, even Apostle Gabar, okay, he can speak some Italian and English, Then you got certain other brothers, they can speak French, okay. Another brother out there in the London camp, I believe he comes from an Eritrean background. He can speak the Eritrean language. All right, those are them different diverse gifts that Yahawashi has bestowed upon the elect of Israel in these last days. Why? Because you have the elect of Israel scattered across the globe. Okay, these are those diverse gifts that's been bestowed upon the elect. Read that verse 10 again.
It says, to another,
Yep.
the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits.
Yeah, to another prophecy, man. Look at the way our elders, the apostles, and the men of great millstone, the heads, various different brothers go into the prophecies in the scriptures, man. That's their lot. That's their portion. All right. When I first came in, I saw the elders start breaking down the book of Revelation front to back. I was amazed, man, because from a child, and I have to speak for various different brothers, right? I'm sure you picked up the book of Revelation as a child and you couldn't break it down, But then when you came to the truth, when the spirit of Yahawashi brought you to the truth, you saw the elders breaking down the book of Revelation front to back, the book of Genesis front to back, And it's heavy, it's a beautiful thing. So it says, to another prophecy, go ahead.
To another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues,
Yep.
to another the interpretation of tongues.
Come on.
But all these worketh that one and the self-same Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will.
It says, dividing to every man severally as he will. Let's go back to Isaiah 34 real quick, because it basically says the same thing. Read it again.
It says, from the top?
No, you don't. What? Yeah, you can read it from the top.
It says, but all these worketh that one, the self-same Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will.
Dividing to every man severally as he will. The same thing what Isaiah said in Isaiah 34:17. And he have cast the lot for them. Yahawashi has cast the lot for them, for the elect. And his hand have divided it unto them by line. You know, going back, you know, to these prophecies, to the portions of the Spirit. So let's read on.
It says, "For as the body is one,
Yeah.
and have many members, and all."
Yeah, like, you know, us as human beings, okay? We have one body, but we have different members. The brothers go ahead. We have ears. We have a nose, eyes, lips, legs, feet, toes, okay? But one body. Read it again.
It says, "For as the body is one, and have many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Yahawashi."
So also is Yahawashi, man. All right, and you know, us brothers, beginning with the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, you know, the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we're that body, man. We're the body of Yahawashi. While He's not present with us right now, okay, we make up the body of Yahawashi, man. Okay, and just like as it says in this scripture here, you have the head, you have different members, man. So different brothers have got different jobs to do within this truth, you know, and it's important to understand that, man. You know, not every brother is going to be a speaker, not every brother is going to be a reader, not every brother is going to be a powerful speaker, not every brother is going to be a powerful reader, not every brother is going to be able to go into the history. Look at our elder Tazadak. The way he goes into the history, that's his lot, that's his portion, man. That's his special gift, you know?
Yeah. Because, you know, not every brother, you know, is very deep, man. Not every brother got that, you know, eloquent speech, man. But
okay.
Hey, man, you know, it's all about what's on the inside, man, you know, because the Most High looketh inwardly, man, you know?
Yeah. And it's very important because it's all for the building of the body. It's all for the building of the elect, man. Right, and that's why, you know, no brother should be boasting or even being covetous of another brother's gift, okay? Because that's what that brother's gift is, man, whatever it may be. So let's jump down to what, 28, right?
Yeah. Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man, and also, you know, if you wanna be able to grow in this thing, man, the scriptures talk about growing in this thing. You can't just be stagnant, man.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta study. You gotta also pray for wisdom, man.
Okay.
You know, and you gotta be serious, man. You gotta change your lifestyle, but you know that's a different topic. So.
You're right, man. You're right. You gotta be in the spirit, man. You know, you gotta walk what you talk, which is a hard thing to do, you know, because we're in the flesh. There's demons all around us. But like the brother said, you battle those things by way of prayer, man, by way of supplication, you know, and Yahawashi will be on your side, Lord willing.
All right, this is back in 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, the 28th verse.
Yeah.
And the Most High have set some in the church.
Yeah, now the church is referring to these various different camps, man. All right, when you go into the word church, I believe the word is ecclesia or ecclesia, pardon me, you know, for the pronunciation. But ecclesia basically means to call out, okay? And that's what we're doing out there on the highways and byways. When we go out there to speak, we're calling out onto the hopeful elect, you know, that they will be bidden to the marriage being, you know, the children of Israel, beginning with the elect being joined back onto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Okay? So it says, read that again.
And the Most High have set some in the church, first apostles,
yep.
Secondarily prophets,
yep.
Thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healings, helps, governments, diversity of tongues.
That's the body right there, man. Okay? That's the body right there. The head might be the apostles. You know, the chest and the arms might be the prophets. Not to say that, you know, the apostles are not prophets, but, you know, just for edification's sake, you know, the legs, they might be the brothers that are into the herbs. You know, the feet might be brothers that are, you know, good with making signs, so on and so forth, man. You know, it's all one body, and it's all for the building of the elect, man. All right? Go ahead.
Can I make a point?
Yeah, please go ahead, bro.
And it says helps, you know, and you know, a help is basically someone that helps the ministry, man. You know, they're not necessarily, you know, they believe they're in the faith, but they're not necessarily doing the work, man.
Yeah.
You know, but you have brothers out there, you know, that you know, they're not in the camp, but you know, they come out every week
Yep.
You know, they pay their tithes, and they support the brothers that's doing the work, man. You know, they come out and listen. Okay, that's their lot, man. You got some sisters, that donate,
God.
that make brothers garments, so
that's their portion.
Yeah, and the Most High's gonna have mercy on them just for that, man.
God.
Okay, you got even some celebrities that, that support brothers, I mean, I not to my knowledge, but I would.
I'm sure there's brothers out there. I'm sure there's brothers out there.
There gotta be, man. It's like hidden disciples, if you will.
Yeah. God.
So,
yeah. Going back to the scripture.
You want to get more?
Well, yeah, you can read them. Let's just finish it out.
Okay, it says, are all apostles, are all prophets?
Yeah, are all apostles, are all prophets, man. Just like the brother brought out beautifully. Okay, you're gonna have certain brothers out there that are just not a part of the actual camps, but they're still righteous. They're not wicked just because the brother's out there, and you might not have the spirit to come out and prophesy. That doesn't make him wicked. No, that's his portion. That's his lot. Okay, and we're supposed to actually help those type of brothers. Go ahead.
It says, are all workers of miracles?
Yeah, are all workers of miracles. Is every brother out there going to be into the herbs? Is every brother going to have the great knowledge of how to heal brothers? No. Go ahead.
It says, are all apostles? Are all? Excuse me. This is verse 30. It says, have all the gifts of healing?
Yeah.
Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way.
And this is where prayer comes in, like the brother brought out earlier. Okay, the priest brought out earlier. Okay, we're supposed to pray, because why? To cover the best gift. That means to basically teach, go out there and prophesy, which is the greatest gift of all, man. Right, to actually have the faith and go out there and teach, right? Teach the elect of Israel, man, and condemn Esau and 2/3 of our own people, right? That's actually a great gift that's been bestowed upon brothers. You want to make a point?
No.
So it says, but covet earnestly the best gifts, again, which is to go out there and prophesy, man. But not every brother's gonna be able to do that, man. It says, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way, man. Right, which is that way is gonna lead you to salvation when Yahawashi returns with the angels. So you got some more scriptures. Okay.
This is excuse me. This is additions to Esther, which is in the Apocrypha, chapter 10, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore have he made 2 lots, one for the people of the Most High, and another for all the Gentiles.
You want to go into it? I know that's your scripture.
Yeah, so it says, he had the Most High, which is the He, Yahawashi, have made 2 lots. All right, one for the people of the Most High, which are who? Who are the people of the Most High? The Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the Israelites that have confusion of faith.
Yep.
It says, and another for all the Gentiles. All right, the Gentiles being the other nations.
Beginning with Esau.
Beginning with Esau, because when you read scripture in Genesis 25, it says, the elder shall serve the younger, man, and that's his lot, man. To be our slave, man.
Yeah.
Okay, and really, in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to have all these nations in captivity. They're going to all be under the nation of Israel, man. Because scripture say they're going to be our inheritance. Okay, every one of them is going to go into captivity. Yeah. All right, so, that's their lot, man. They would, the scripture say, man, they are nothing, man. The Most High don't care about the other nations, man. So, yeah. They're here for our sakes, man, and we're going to inherit them, man. Okay, we're going to rule over them with a rod of iron. All right, and this is verse 11. And these 2 lots came at the hour and time and day of judgment. Yeah. Okay, because America is going to be destroyed in 1 hour. Okay.
Listen to Revelation 18.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it says the day of judgment, man, which is what? Which is the day of the Lord, man, which is just terrible judgment, man, which we're going to see. As scripture say, man, it shall be a time as since there never was, since there was a nation.
Yeah.
And it says, and the day of judgment before the Most High among all nations. All right?
And you're going to have certain people out there that are watching this video,
they might be asking, you know, why is the Lord doing this? Why is the Lord doing that? Well, this is one of my favorite scriptures here in the book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 12. It says, some of them have he blessed and exalted. Now again, the he is referring to our power, okay, the power of the Israelites, the power of these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and we can't stress it enough that that's who the power is dealing with, okay? That's who his people are, right? We're Hebrew Israelites as a people, okay? I'm referring to you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified and set near himself. And that's the lot, that's the portion that's been given to the elect of Israel, okay? Beginning with the 144,000, okay? And you know, the elect, the 1/3, okay? Some of them have he blessed. It says, but some of them have he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. And who's that referring to? It begins with Esau, man. Right? Esau is the curse of the Bible amongst all of these other nations outside of the nation of Israel. And that even trickles down onto 2/3 of our own people, man. Right? Your lot is to be scoffers, to be false prophets, to be scorners, to not believe in the word of Yahawashi. That's your lot. That's your portion. Okay? And that's just the way it is. As we're reading here, it says some of them have he blessed and some of them have he cursed, man. You know? So Lord willing, you know, brothers that are watching this, that are in the right spirit, Lord willing, you know, the portion that you have is the portion of the elect man or woman, man. Okay? Because you are going to have the, you know, the scriptures speak about the elect woman, you know. So, hey, if you've got any more comments, Lord willing, this was edifying, and we say shalom.
Shalom.